My name's Howard, and I'm one of the 7 million stories in this city of 7 million. I've been doing chelation for a little over 10 years, and I started doing the chelation because I had a electron beam x-ray of my heart, which showed my arteries around my heart to be heavily calcified, and I was high on the list of people with high risk for heart attack and other serious outcomes, including probably bypass surgery. I found out about chelation after my wife found out about peroxide, and being sort of a person who doesn't like to take a lot of risk, I told her not to do anything till I checked it out. And when I checked out the peroxide treatments, I discovered that they probably could be very beneficial. And when I went to her first treatment with a doctor in Denver, whose name I don't need to mention, he was giving a presentation on chelation. And I was bowled over by the numbers of people who died under the hands of licensed medical practitioners, and decided that I didn't want to run the risk of having them work on me if I could avoid being in that situation, knowing already that I had some high risk with the calcified arteries around my heart. I started doing the chelation, and after the first 26 sessions, I had that x-ray redone, and I was already a year older. And now I had dropped from about a 96 percentile at risk to somewhere in the 40s. And it wasn't necessarily that the calcification was greatly reduced, but that it stayed pretty much the same, but everybody got worse. And so now I was on my way to at least a fighting chance of not being a victim of heart attack or whatever. Over the years, as I've done this chelation, I've been to heart doctors because I also have an arrhythmia. And the arrhythmia is of some concern, but not a great deal because it's an atrial fibrillation. And the heart doctor that I go to is somewhat open-minded, and we had a discussion before we made an agreement that I would be his patient, that chelation was something I was going to do whether or not it was part of his normal procedure or not. And his answer was, as long as it doesn't hurt me, and then he doesn't have a problem doing it, or a problem with me doing it. During that period of time, I've done stress tests, the nuclear stress test, ultrasonic measurement of my heartbeat, and all of those tests have been just perfect. No blockage, and with some medication, no arrhythmia. And I continue to do chelation because I have the hope that, number one, it will help me rid myself of some of the blockage in my veins to help change the electrical structure of my heart, whereby I can eliminate some of this nasty arrhythmia medicine that I take. So I'm here today as a renewed effort to get rid of some of those problems that I have with arrhythmia. At the age I'm at right now, the arrhythmia now starts to be a potential problem. And the drugs that I'm on for the arrhythmia are serious toxic problems for me. So I've stepped up my efforts in the alternative medicine to, number one, reduce the plaque, and number two, reduce the mineralization buildup around the plaque. So I do 2 procedures here, and one of them is called PlaqueX, to try to reduce some of the soft buildup of cholesterol in the veins, and I do the chelation to get rid of the hard minerals, including calcium, which contributes heavily to the potential blockage in arteriosclerosis. I think anybody who has a concern about their heart, concern about their ability to stay young, at least mentally, because if they can breathe and run and walk, uh, their mental attitude will be strong as well. I sit here with a couple of new friends who have demonstrated that continued use of this procedure can extend your life and make it a satisfying life. I continue to do this only because it allows me to continue to have great energy and to pursue the things that at my age I never had a chance to pursue before. One of them is being in front of the camera, sort of like this.